sheriff's office itself used to be down below the jail at 787 West 8th there. And at one point, we had lots of issues with that, or at least I did. I didn't like the fact that the inmates were able to take towels and sheets and stuff them down the sewer and back it up and have that all rain down in our offices, the sewage and such. And then I was concerned also about the fact that if we had an earthquake and snapped a fire main or something like down there, we had not only our offices, but we had 4 million documents, you know, because we're very document-oriented here at the sheriff's office, that, you know, could have been flooded and such. And so it just was prudent to move out of that facility. The building that we moved to out here at 5179 Crater Lake Highway is essentially service rated. It's a good office complex to run operations and emergency services from. It's also set up in case of earthquake or anything like that, that we can run county government. We can move the county administrator and the commissioners and all the key personnel out here, and they can operate from a secure location here in Jackson County. You know, it has all the generation and power, you know, so we're pretty self-contained out here. And then we took the space that we vacated and then turned that into another additional 60 beds, you know, for inmates. And now we're working on a plan to be able to open that up. But at least in this economic time when construction rates were down and cheaper and stuff, we were able to take that space and get the construction work done and build it economically and add 60 beds.
The challenge is that the increase in crime obviously is the forced releases. Every day when someone comes to jail, we have to make a decision on who we release from jail. So we're always trying to balance the needs of the public versus what is best, you know, for everyone. So some days we have to make some pretty tough decisions. Do you let the low-level person who's just got a possession of a controlled substance charge, do you keep them in jail because they've been arrested 5 times? Or do you let the person out that just had a serious assault on someone? We make those decisions every day, so obviously the more beds, the easier those decisions become. We have self-imposed a capacity of 230 inmates. That's based on our experience with the building. The building is very labor intensive. It's 4 stories tall. It was only designed for 190, so 230 is what we think we can safely, with the staffing we have now, adequately house. More staffing, we could probably house more, but staffing, that's a funding issue, and we're constantly battling that. One of the things we tried to do when we designed this down here is we really tried to focus on making it less labor intensive. One of the things is the recreation area is tied right to the cell block. Upstairs, we have to take people, we have to move them completely around the facility to give them the 2 hours of rec that's required a week. The same thing with our isolation cells. We designed it so there's a small day room that they can go out into and they can get their exercise without us having to move them. We tried to make everything so there was less movement. There's a medical station down here where it's just a few feet for somebody to go for medical care. Whereas everything upstairs is, like I say, we have to move them all around the building. You'll find most of the newer jails, all the services will come to the inmates. They'll stay in their pods most of the day. Medical will come to them. Visitation will come to them. Everything is designed so that the services come to them so you can operate with less staff and be more efficient, which in turn saves dollars. When we do get overcrowded, every day we have a staff member that basically their job is to find people that are suitable for the talent. Community Justice Transition Center is the full name of it. We try to send people out there. There are certain criteria they have to meet. They have to be sentenced. They have to be medically able to go out there. But they take a lot of pressure off of us. We probably average 10 to 12 inmates that are sent out there a day. That's 10 to 12 inmates that aren't forced release, and that's pretty much on 5 days a week basis. Anybody that's eligible, we send out there, and like I say, that's a big help for us. It helps them because a lot of them are assigned to work crews that generate revenue for the county. So it's a pretty close partnership that we work with the community justice team. We have a group that's assigned to work in the kitchen. We also have some that clean the areas outside of the cell blocks. They don't actually clean inside the cell block, but they keep the tiers and those places clean. We pay them $1 a day. They do get some time off their sentences if they're eligible. It's kind of a position they like because it gives them a little bit of freedom, gets them out of their cell. And plus it gives them a little bit of skills. Some actually put on their job applications that they've got cooking experience or restaurant experience from working in the jail.
You know, we're an agency that operates at half staff consistently anyway. The national average for a sheriff's office deputy is about 700 calls per deputy per year. My deputies operate right at 1,400 calls per deputy per year. But, you know, we all know, everyone knows that we're not going to add double the amount of deputies. The money isn't there. It's just that simple. So we're looking at technology and different ways that we can do business to be more efficient and work within the framework that we're given and do the best job we can. And I think that everyone has been doing a good job. I was carrying about 10 vacant positions, and then I physically lost another 11 bodies. But most of that was upper management and various positions. So we've been able, you know, it's cost me a little bit. I mean, I have a captain that's out working the road right now, you know, and covering calls, an operations captain. So it shorts us a little bit. But, you know, we've been able to so far keep going, and I wish we had a few more so we could get to calls quicker. That's one of the problems that we're going to run into is the length. If it's a 911 emergency call, how long it takes us to get there. And that's where you're going to start seeing some problems at some point.